Hi there, I'm Victor Rodriguez with Powersports Defined. Every successful finance manager knows the importance of staying organized and setting clear goals. One of the most powerful tools to help you stay on track is a finance log. A finance log is more than just a place to jot down numbers. It's a way to track your daily activities, document customer interactions, and monitor key metrics that drive performance. Regularly reviewing your log allows you to see trends, spot opportunities, and identify areas for improvement. This consistent analysis helps you stay focused and adjust your strategy to hit your targets. Remember, the best finance managers don't just react to the numbers. They proactively track, set goals, and review their performance. This habit leads to greater results and stronger relationships with both customers and your dealership. There are many finance logs out there, but Powersports Defined has developed a log that not only measures key metrics like per copy and overall product penetration, but also seamlessly identifies the areas with the most room for improvement. So whether you're a seasoned finance manager with years of experience or a newly promoted manager, our log shows you exactly where to focus your efforts. Start using the Powersports Defined log today and turn your goals into achievements. Welcome to this training on how to use and interpret the Powersports Defined F&I Log. In this video, I'll walk you through how to input data, read the results, and use the log to maximize efficiency and profitability. When you open the log, you will notice 3 tabs at the bottom: Quick Glance, Summary, and FI Log. Each tab serves a different purpose, which we will explore step by step. This log can adjust dynamically to accommodate up to 5 managers and a limitless number of salespeople. It also stores data for the entire year, so you can track and compare performance over time. Let's start with the FI Log tab. This is where you will enter data for each deal. After completing the deal, click the Launch Form button to open the F&I entry form. The form has 5 sections, the first being customer information. Remember, quality in, quality out. The more accurate your data, the better your insights. The next section is the employee and financing details. Enter the names of the managers and salespeople as you do deals. These will be saved in the drop-down after the first entry, making future inputs quicker. Enter the lender only if the vehicle is financed. Also, you can see there is a box to click if the deal is already funded. I know very few lenders fund immediately, but if they do, you can click the button when inputting the deal, and it will be one less step in the future for you. Next, let's move on to the unit information. Many manufacturers and models are pre-filled in drop-downs. Just start typing and options will appear. After selecting the manufacturer, relevant models will be listed. Of course, if you happen to have a manufacturer or a model that isn't already pre-filled in the drop-down, feel free to just type it in manually. The system will automatically fill in factory warranties and classifications, but always double check for accuracy, as occasionally these will change with the manufacturer. I always suggest using your copy and paste feature for the VIN to ensure accuracy. Again, quality in, quality out. Next, let's take a look at the fun stuff. The reason why we are here. The gross profit. Everything here is pretty self-explanatory, but a few things worth mentioning. You will notice there are 2 VSC options. One for OEM warranties like Best or Yes, and another for third-party warranties. You may have already noticed that when you typed in a bank when the vehicle is financed, a 0 value will be auto-entered in the reserve field. It is imperative that you keep a value in this field if the unit was financed. But of course, feel free to edit it if the bank pays you a flat or if there is some sort of reserve paid by the lender. A value in doc fee is also important if the vehicle is being considered a retailed unit. Honestly, the only time you likely won't have a value in doc fee is if you have a customer that comes back in and adds a warranty after the fact. Finally, you will notice that near the top, you will see a running tally of your overall deal total profit. It's always a good habit to compare that number to your DMS to ensure your F&I log is accurate. Lastly, you will notice 3 buttons at the top right. Once you have everything filled out, just simply click Save and confirm when prompted. You may also notice that the F&I entry form remains open after it saves the deal, but keeps the customer and employee details still populated. It does this in case the customer purchased more than one unit at a time. Again, the idea is to save you as much time as possible. But if there is only one unit to record for this customer, simply click Close Form. Now there are two other features I would like to share with you. Occasionally, you need to edit a deal or remove it altogether. If that is the case, simply click the round radio button to the left of the deal you need to edit. Once clicked, this allows you to edit anything you need to on that one row. Once you are done editing, just click the Save Record. This locks everything again so you don't accidentally lose any data. You likely won't be visiting the FI Log tab unless you need to do one of three things: enter a deal, mark a deal funded, or edit a deal. Now let's move on to the Summary tab. If you want a detailed look at your results, this is where you will go. Let me warn you now, it is a lot of information. But that is the idea of this page. We wanted to give you access to all of the metrics because different dealers and different managers have different areas they like to focus on. The first thing you will notice at the top of this page is the ability to filter results by date, manager, salesperson, and deal type. The majority of the time, you will likely have the data filtered only by the current month's range, but occasionally you may decide to have meetings or training with your salespeople, and this helps track performance, identify strengths, and addresses weaknesses as well. Also, the ability to filter just cash or finance comes in handy, as you can really dive deep into where additional efforts can be focused. As you move down the page, you will see the top portion of data not only shows you your total unit count, but it also breaks it down by segment. This section also shows you a running count of individual protection products sold. The next section down is where we have found a lot of dealers putting in some extra effort: penetration percentages. This section is really going to give you a snapshot on just how healthy your production is. Good percentages across the board is what you are aiming for. A nice mix of products, not just super heavy on one or two products. As you can see, this section is color-coded based on your goals selected for each product. By default, your log is set and your results will change from red, yellow, and green based on how successful you are with that product and that segment. That being the case, we do understand that not all dealers or managers for that matter are the same. So if your particular dealership feels that raising or lowering those goals would be beneficial, we allow you to do that on a dealer-by-dealer basis. You'll notice that if you choose to go below, the goal percentage turns white. It's not a bad thing, hence it not being red, but just a way for you to recognize that over time, you should be working on being able to raise that goal. As you change the goal, the color coding will change with you. This is where I would spend the majority of my time as a finance manager if I were on the summary page. Moving further down this page, you will see a section dedicated to income. Pretty straightforward. As you enter deals, you will see these numbers go up. Percentages are good, but you can't spend percentages. Dollars pay the bills. This is where you will see the overall gross profit for your department. Lastly, at the bottom of the summary page, you will see income averages. Some call it PVR or per copy, but this is where you will see how much gross profit you are making on average with each product, as well as your overall PVR and PVR for each segment. Again, you will see these are color-coded. Although the color coding can't be edited by the user, they can be edited by Powersports Defined at the request of the dealer. Finally, let's turn to what I feel like is the most important tab, the Quick Glance tab. We have used a lot of different logs, and one thing we have found across the board was that many either gave us not enough information or way too much information, and that is why we developed the Quick Glance page. In the real world, with everything being so fast-paced at the dealership, it is nice to be able to see the most important, relevant information quickly without going too far down a rabbit hole. This is a page you likely look at every day and even multiple times a day. Starting at the top, you will see a filter for date. Again, more than likely your filter will be the current month. Next, you will see different metrics we have found most dealers want to keep handy. Unit count, total profit, overall product penetration. Finance penetration, what percentage of your deals were financed, overall PVR, finance PVR, cash PVR, and unfunded deals. As you move to the right, you will see the quick glance breakdown for up to 5 managers at once. The managers are selectable with the drop-down menu at the top of the metrics, so you can turn certain managers off and on as you like. Once again, to give you a quick visual, we have color-coded PVR. On the far right of this section, you will see your totals for the dealership. This has nothing to do with what managers you have selected. If a deal was done this month, it will be included in these totals. As you move even further to the right, you will see one of the most important data points: unfunded deals. Any deal that is not marked funded by you will count towards this tally. Below that, you will see a running pace for both unit count as well as overall gross profit for the finance department. This helps keep your eye on the prize and allows you to make some adjustments in order to hit your monthly budget. And last but not least is your areas for development. Powersports Defined has developed a pretty rigorous and deep understanding of what is likely the area you need to focus on based on current results. There are 64 different priorities for improvement. On the left, you will see the area we need to work on, and the right side will show you how increasing that metric will turn into additional gross profit. This all works dynamically and will change throughout the month, and as you can see, is based individually for each manager. There you have it, a crash course on the Powersports Defined F&I Log. Set the goal, track the progress, crush the results. Success is built on what you measure. Now let's put this knowledge into action.